Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Another guy that had a great plus minus game was your boy Ryan Young down there at Duke, TO. Duke, you know what's interesting about this game?
He's a human traffic cone.
Yeah, he just gets in the way, man. He just gets in the way. It was funny. We were laughing about it. Like, he had 0 blocks and 0 steals. I was like, man, he was such a difference maker on the defensive end of the floor.
Hey, at the end of the day, last night, that second game was awesome. Champions Classic should move back to opening night. I hope it does. Yes. And guys, that's the most fun I've had watching Kentucky in years. They are fun again. Big Blue Nation, I'm sorry that I didn't rank you in the preseason rankings that I did. Even with last night, you're going to have a number next to your name, and in the AP poll, you shouldn't move down at all.
I think they'll probably end up moving up in the AP poll, to be honest. All right, so Duke won 74-65. Caleb Foster scored 16 points in the second half. Tyson Walker tried to lead another comeback on his own, 22 points, but it just wasn't enough. AJ Hoggard didn't show up. Jay Nakins didn't show up. The narrative of this game was interesting, Fanta, because it wasn't like, all right, we got this like preseason, this match of a preseason top 5 teams. It's like, well, shit, who's going to end up being 1 and 2 coming out of this game? Like, who's going to be in a really bad spot? And it turns out it's Michigan State. What do you think this game said more about? Was it Duke's win, Michigan State's loss, Caleb Foster getting going? Nobody on Michigan State getting going? Like, where do you stand?
Well, where I stand is that for Caleb Foster and Duke to get going, I'm going to side with that because there was a point in this game where you're watching Duke and you're thinking, do they have a backcourt problem, if not a point guard problem, that could prove to be major? And it's early. But Caleb Foster took a grasp off the bench of this game. And for him to catch fire, you then saw that when this Duke team is getting some sort of perimeter threat, on a night where Jared McCain was a non-factor, he was scoreless. He was 0 for 5 from the floor. He played 16 minutes. Again, John Shire.
PJ, he didn't make it.
He
didn't make it on the private jet.
Bingo. And on a night where, again, Duke, like Tyrese Proctor, was not great. In fact, he really struggled. So if you had told me those couple of things, but guys, I'm normally the eternal optimist, and I got to tell you, I think that it
you
told
haven't
me
been
more
this
about
episode.
What's that?
You haven't been this episode.
No. Well, I gave.
I like this. I like this.
I gave Kentucky praise.
Yeah, that they were fun to watch.
You murdered
each
Kansas.
and every player.
What you said, this was a direct quote, is that Kansas should not be in the top 25. Kentucky needs to be preseason number 1. You completely reverted.
Just like how you said that Goodman said Tyler Kolek wouldn't play, and he was so mad at you.
He was so mad.
Like he wanted to turn off the cameras and absolutely like throw you out of the skyline wherever you guys were.
If you want, hey, look, here's the thing. If you ever need to win an argument with Goodman and he says anything to you about being wrong, just ask him, hey, did Trey Burke declare for the draft again? Hit him, hit him with that. And that'll get him real pissed off.
But okay, so it told me more about Duke because Foster was great. Told me a lot about Foster, right? And this is why Duke's so dangerous. It could be a different guy on any given night. Kyle Filipowski only shot 5 for 13 in this game, and Duke won. And not only did they win, they won by 9. And I think since Shire got the job, like defensively, I've been impressed with Duke. We talked about that last year on the pod. I just think that their principles are good. I think Duke guards. But guys, I got to tell you, the contingent that was in Minneapolis at Big Ten Media Day went up to the Michigan State table, and AJ Hoggard and the Spartans told us why we're all wrong and that they've been disrespected. Are we?
No.
Aren't we? Because I'm sorry, but Right now, Tyson Walker is receiving zero help, and the interior issues that existed last year for Michigan State are the same, if not worse, combined with the fact that they don't have anybody to replace Joey Hauser.
Do you know what AJ Hoggard is shooting from the floor right now through 3 games this season, 2 of which have been losses?
It's got to be
19.2%. You know what he's shooting from 3 this season? He's made as many threes as T.O., John Fanta, and myself combined have made in this college basketball season. He's over. He hasn't made a 3 yet this year. That can't happen.
no.
If you're AJ Hoggard, that can't happen. They're relying on him to be the complementary piece, and it's not there. And you combine that with Jaden Aiken struggling. You combine that with Mady Sissoko, who, like, look, Brendan Quinn made this point last night. I've never seen a dude catch so many lobs and then land and try to finish him after he landed. And Mady Sissoko, it just he's not the answer. I think Michigan State is. Izzo was really positive after the game. I think Michigan State is in for a little bit of a rough go of things. Yeah, Tio,
They got Arizona on Thanksgiving, by the way. They got Arizona in a week.
Yeah, good luck with that. Tio, I want to ask you about Tyrese Proctor, because to me, that's the biggest talking point right now about Duke. I thought that he would take a major leap this year, right? I thought he would go from being the guy that was kind of a little bit passive as a freshman, that looked like he was a little bit tentative. Like, he looked like a freshman last year, and he still kind of looks like a freshman this year. Like, he's not really getting into the lane. He's not really being the aggressive kind of ball dominant guy I wanted him to be. And I don't know if that's in him. We've now seen him 2 times against high major opponents kind of have a fairly disappointing, I don't want to say quiet. He had 13, 6, and 6, but it wasn't like a loud 13.
You're wanting like a 20-10-9 game.
If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use the bonus code FIELD200 and you will receive $200 in bonus bets instantly when placing your first wager of at least $10 with BetMGM. Here's what you got to do. Download the BetMGM app. Sign up using the bonus code FIELD200. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, regardless of sport. You will receive $200 in bonus bets, regardless of the outcome of your wager. Just make sure that you use the bonus code FIELD200 when you sign up. And remember, BetMGM is now available under one wallet in select states. As a New Jersey resident, this is super convenient for me when I have to go cover games in New York or Philly. When crossing state borders, just log into your existing account instead of having to create new accounts in each state that you go to. And most importantly, I got to let you know, we do have some fun stuff coming up for this college basketball season. Bet insurance tokens, college hoops odds boosts, my personal favorite, parlay odds boosts. So download the BetMGM app today. Now, I want him to feel, I want to watch it and basically be like, okay, no one can stop that guy, right? Because I think that he has the talent to do that. I just don't know if he has the drive and the mindset of, all right, these guys can't stop me. I'm the best player on the floor.
I was gonna refer to the mindset piece, because a lot of these guys come from overseas and they're being told that, like, hey, run it, let it come to you, and then be good when it comes to you. And 13, 6, and 6. I mean, I don't think many people are going to be complaining about that. Like, do you want him to shoot better from 3? He was 1 for 5. Yeah, you do. But I'm not sure we're at a point where you sell that. I just think it was encouraging. I don't know that he's ever going to be like even at the next level, because he's going to go play at the next level. Is he ever going to be like this 20-point 8 and 8 guy? Probably not, but he could have some really good games in spurts if it comes to him. The really encouraging thing about this game for Duke was the fact that they got some production off the bench. Foster had like a 13-minute 0 across the board. It was like a Tony Snell. Like, he had 1 foul that saved him from having zeros across the board in 13 minutes.
He almost had a 13 trillion.
Yeah, he was 1 foul away from a 13 trillion. And it was like, dude, like, this is not the, scoring guard that we knew you could be coming in. And then for him to come in against a backcourt that, hey guys, they're still finding their way at Michigan State. I'm going to put that nicely. They're still finding their way. It is a bunch of veteran guys who know how to defend. So For him to step out and have that kind of game, I thought was huge for his confidence and for Duke moving forward. Some of these things, though, guys, I'm going to be honest about Duke, still scare me. Rim protection. Filipowski had 2 blocks. Is he this elite rim protector? No. They're not huge, and Arizona exposed that. And Arizona has big guys that are good.
Yeah, I was thinking about that last night. I'm curious your take on this because I think there's 2 different ways that you can be a rim protector. You could be someone that
take charges or be above the rim.
Yeah,
you can't take charges anymore.
And I know, and I think that part of the value of having a guy like Ryan Young, and I think we really saw this last night and really saw it come out. At the same time, it was kind of exposed a little bit against Arizona, which is a different conversation. But he was terrific in the second half at being in the places that he needed to be to just mess everything up for Michigan State. Like he made the right.
He's a human traffic cone.
Yeah. So can that be an answer? I guess is my question. Can Ryan Young, being a guy that just gets in the way all over the place, be an answer to the rim protection problems? Because I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at too.
No, they're going to have to outscore people. Mark Williams is a really good defender, but they're going to have to outscore people.
And I don't know if they quite have enough on that end with Tyrese Proctor not being like when I say I'm worried about Tyrese Proctor, T.O., it's in the framework of I had him as a second team All-American in the preseason. I had him in the same conversation as Tyler Kolek, DeJuan Harris, and Tyson Walker in terms of best point guards in college basketball. And I don't think that he's at that level. So if Duke doesn't have a killer at the point, if they don't have a rim protector defensively, if they don't have that level of like elite perimeter defensive ability, like I think we kind of have to tick them down a little bit in terms of what they can be this season. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.